Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We're going to be reacting to the Atlanta United Stronger Through Adversity Behind the Atlanta United 2022 season documentary. I don't know what to expect from this. I've read the comments a little bit. It doesn't sound like it's going very well. I don't really understand why they made this. I think the timing's really bad. If you guys know me, I'm a really big Atlanta United fan. Something told me I shouldn't wear the jersey during this video. We do this series on the channel every year. The Atlanta United content is going to start back up soon. The career mode is going to continue. I've just been grinding a lot of Call of Duty, so thank you for hanging in there with me. But we're going to be watching this video. I have no idea what to expect, but I figured there's enough Atlanta United fans that are on my channel that would be interested in this. If you guys haven't watched it already, it's on Atlanta United's channel. But I'm just going to react to the entire thing, do a little React Andy real quick, and pause it maybe a little bit, talk about it. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully audio's okay. I'm gonna check really quick. It looks like it. I'm hopefully not gonna let this be too loud. Decision day. I will say that I did not go to any of the last few games. I don't even know the last game that I went to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was the Philadelphia game. Try and turn it up for me, but not let it blast you guys. Oh man, honestly, again, Dom was a good signing. I've always liked Dom though, even when he played for Orlando. I'm always curious, like, what does the front office think about some of the things that we say as a supporter section? I say we. I haven't sat in the supporter section in 2 seasons, but still a season ticket holder, still a founding member. I guess I should have mentioned that at the beginning. Still a lot of people spending money. Roof was open.
Many reasons, the fans, your families. These teams suffer a lot.
I don't like this music they chose for the background. The do-do-do. I know what they're trying to go for. It's not bad, but... I don't know why we're acting like... I don't know why we're acting like we cared about the last game of the season, to be entirely honest with you. Oh, crisp. This was not a Coca-Cola. That was really good timing, though. If my mic even picked that up, I actually have no clue. 8 months earlier. I'm curious, does that mean... I guess they were, right? We were filming the entire season? Wait, everybody stop talking.
Começou ano muito bom, uma viagem muito boa também para o México. Fizemos uma grande pré-temporada, estavam todos muito bem preparados.
And then when Thiago came along as well, I think it was an exciting time because we saw how talented he was and what he could bring to the group.
From day one, whether it's pre-season or the day a new individual walks through the door to join this club, the expectation is to compete for trophies.
I see you.
The expectation is to be top, to be, if not top, then in and around the top, to be competing.
I think even for some of the coaching staff, it was probably the same way. They came in halfway through last year, so to develop that type of relationship where we're all in a hotel for a couple weeks at a time, spending almost every single hour of the day, I think it's a really good chance for us to come together as a group, and I think that's what we did.
3-1 Atlanta United over Sporting Kansas City on a day.
That kind of seemed empty-hearted. I think it was a good intention, but I don't know why we're barely talking about preseason.
I can't even.
We didn't even talk about the preseason games.
For me, I really wanted to come into preseason fit, determined, and persistent to kind of, make a year and a name for
I do think
myself here at
Sedic
Atlanta.
could have
So
deserved a
starting
better
in
run
that
in the
first
team.
game, I was just buzzing. All the energy from the crowd, because I know they had high expectations for us as well.
We were very optimistic at the beginning of the year. You
Yeah.
look at the roster that we had. And
The most
quality of
expensive
players
roster in the
on that
MLS. Yeah, I
roster.
think we had high expectations. True.
You just look at the names on the list, and our team can beat anyone in the league.
What is this camera shot?
At any given moment. So.
Definitely any win's great, especially the first one of the season at home. But I think it was something we expected out of our team. Or even early that game, Luis scores, but he comes off with a hamstring injury, so that was definitely tough for us.
Yeah, I think we were, starting to find cohesion, starting to understand, and you start to
In
gain
slow
momentum.
motion, that just looks like Brad should have caught it.
especially early on with
It
results
was.
like
I'm pretty
that,
sure it was like a
and
power
then
shot, but
the
that
tragedy struck.
that was funny.
Injury after injury after injury.
Bragazan really struggling here. Coming off his line. Not a good sight.
I can't remember if I was there for this game or not.
Kazan in agony.
I have a feeling that this entire documentary is probably going to blame injuries for the entire season.
Like, if you get the footage, I'm like, nah. Like, I thought he was joking at first, but then I'm like, nah, because I knew right away that that's what happened, because Dylan did it, 2 weeks prior to that. So now I'm like, nah, no way, because he's that guy, he's that core, he's that leader, especially defensively, and right away knowing he's going to be out the whole entire season, I'm like, we just started, this sucks,
He leads by example, but he also always says the right things before games, during games, after games, and to lose that.
But one thing I'm going to say, I'm not going to try to pause it too much, but I also feel like I just went 6 minutes without talking, so I don't really know. But the injuries themselves, I don't think were the problem with our season. Our reaction to the injuries and how no other leader seemingly stepped up after Brad got injured was the problem with this season. And then it was just a clash of egos with Joseph and some of the defenders and I'm not going to say the goalkeepers, but the manager, just everybody kind of in different parts. It felt like there were different leaders in different parts of the team, and there was never any cohesion left in the squad. So Brad going out was probably the most influential injury, just in terms of the leadership in the squad.
He's a very humble, soft-spoken guy. On the field, it's different. He really works for the team. He puts others before himself. And he'll run for the guy, and I think that's one thing about Ronaldo that you can always expect to get from him, is that he will work for you.
Es muy bonito siempre anotar un gol, pero anotar tres en un mismo partido es algo especial, es algo inolvidable.
He did have a hat trick in that game, isn't it? Oh, that's wild.
Pues buscas el segundo, y cuando cae el segundo buscas el tercero, y cuando cae el tercero buscas el cuarto. Siempre es así para el equipo, para un delantero, para cualquier jugador. Y bueno, ese partido.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I highly doubt that Joseph Martinez is going to be involved in this.
Me dio los tres goles.
I'd be shocked if Joseph Martinez is in this at any point. And you can already tell just from the vibe, we are probably... Man. It sucks because he really is going to be out of the World Cup too, and he knew it in that moment.
I think he's one of those guys that he doesn't say much, but he's, the best center back in the league, and whenever he's on the field, you just get that extra confidence boost of talent that you have.
Now I have to go to the World Cup with Walker. I think Walker will be fine, but Miles and Walker would have been the duo.
Para el equipo, creo que siempre ese tipo de situaciones, a pesar de una victoria, tú sientes como una derrota.
If Joseph isn't involved in this at all, then we already know that we are fully moving away.
I was just heartbroken, just because, one, very good friend of mine, and two, knowing that he would miss the World Cup in Qatar, and that's something that he was such an important factor bringing the team to that position, So I think that's the one that kind of hurt me the most.
It's unprecedented in terms of 3 Achilles in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Ozzy's injury was massive, and then
Ozzy Alonso, holy sh!
another
We
3
had
in the
Ozzy
squad
Alonso. That's
where
wild.
Every week there was somebody else with maybe not a
If
long
Ozzy
term,
would
but
have stayed
long
up
enough to
and not been injured,
create
and
some
Brad
issues in terms of selection
went
wise,
down,
but
we probably still would have been fine, leadership
love
wise.
to
If
say
everybody
that
would have
those
gotten
things
behind
happen in
Ozzy
sports
Alonso.
and you have to be able to deal with them. I don't know if they happen in the level that they happened to us this year.
Are they allowed to complain
Just to
about the
get
turf?
carted off is a psychological blow that like really kind of stinks. And it's definitely frustrating because you know you become so close to these guys because you pretty much see them every day. They're like your brothers, you know, and you want to help your brothers. You know what I'm saying? And when you can't, it feels like you're like worthless at times, which kind of sucks, especially because your whole life you've created your whole persona around playing a sport that you can't play, so it's tough.
With the signings we made, though, Miles obviously super important. Brad goes on and then having to do the goalkeeper shuffle for the rest of the season, fine. Joseph Martinez going down, Ozzy Alonso going down. We had people in place that we should have made playoffs. That's it. So I think
There were moments in
Stronger Through Adversity is a very
watching
bad
games, you're watching
title
games
for
at
this because
home,
we
when
were
you're on
not
the road,
Stronger
you're
Through
watching
Adversity.
games in the stadium.
Unless this is all just hype up for next season, which is
You're losing your mind.
it's going to be a rebuild. So
Going about
I don't know. At least I think it's a rebuild.
the results, how we played. There were flashes of brilliance and then just crazy plays, that you're thinking, leaves you scratching your head. What are we doing in those moments?
Creo que el equipo estaba pasando por altibajos y la verdad que fue doloroso.
Leaving the commentary in the background is interesting to me. I don't know.
Es duro.
With
duro,
music.
Más en casa, frente a tus fans, frente a tu gente.
Eu creio que para nós jogadores profissionais, qualquer derrota é muito decepcionante. Não importa o resultado, ser 1-0, ser 2-0. Todas as derrotas é muito decepcionante. Sempre ficam muito,
I think it's pretty
muito triste perder.
pretty
Trabalhando todos os dias
easy
pra
assumption
ser vitorioso. Mas
that
lógico, também é uma
every
grande equipe.
player that is in this
El
is going to be there
siguiente
next season.
partido en casa lo ganamos y creo que de ahí el equipo empezó un poquito a
Granted, I guess they're filming it. Well, no. I mean, the
encontrarse un
interviews were
poco
probably all
mejor,
filmed
a
after the season.
entenderse dentro y fuera de la cancha. Al final
One
me
would
parece
assume.
que en los últimos partidos creo
Which
que
I
nos
was
hemos
wondering
mucho
originally,
mejor.
was this filmed throughout the season? This was definitely filmed at the end, which
As soon as
Weird.
I came back,
That's
I
all.
was, chomping at the bit to play and get back in the team and show the guys that we can still make the playoffs. Although we weren't in the best situation in the table, as soon as me and Andrew kind of came back
Just
into
sloppy.
the side, I thought it lifted the spirits. Of
it
the
is wild
team
that it literally
and,
took two
kind of
wingbacks
the
to
belief.
fix
I
the
wouldn't say
team
the belief was ever lost throughout the season.
because everybody else is just
But it just
out of
helps
it.
when you get kind of important guys coming back from injury. And Joseph, for example, like we had him out.
Somebody
a lot
mentioned
at the beginning
Joseph,
of the
it's a
season,
miracle.
And, having him come back and score important goals for us at certain moments was it just makes the group feel more confident and feel like we have more firepower.
And then Juanjo coming in, I knew nothing about him. When it was released, I read a little bit about his career, and it seemed like he was struggling to break through to a team. So for him to come in here and score the goals that he did, provide big moments for us, but also be solid.
Best striker of the year.
He was another guy that
Andrew Gutman and Parada.
He took his chance, and now I think he's established in the MLS, and I think he has a great career ahead of him.
But is it at Atlanta?
Andrew Gutman, the hero, as Atlanta United at the death steals a 2-1 win against Seattle. The first time they've ever beaten the Sounders.
Recuerdo que
That's the
Gonzalo me
first
había
time we've
dicho
beaten Seattle.
que
That's
si íbamos
wild.
ganando y tenía chance de meterme, me metía por ahí 10 minutos y terminé jugando como 20 minutos y ese día hizo el gol Andrew al último minuto y lo que más recuerdo fue el momento donde todos nos fuimos a abrazar y caímos encima de todos y que la hinchada fue una cosa loca.
Yeah, that was a special moment for me for sure. You know, I was still struggling a little bit with my injury. I think I only played 9 minutes. And I talked to Gonzo and the staff, and I said, look, I'm ready to go, whatever you need me, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever, I'll do it. Yeah, so my mentality was just close out the game, you know, get a feel for the game again, so then, you know, next week I can have a bigger impact. I remember I see one opportunity to kind of creep forward into the attacking half, and Marcelino dragged 2 guys with them, and he just played a square ball to me. And I remember Edwin made like a little run, and it kind of made the midfielder hold a little bit, so it created this pocket for me, and I kind of just took the touch.
He has really good football IQ.
And I just hit it perfectly, and
he has really high football IQ.
I remember just running over, and then I'm on the bottom of the dog pile, and I look over and I see Dom right next to me, just laughing at the bottom of the dog pile. So yeah, that was a cool moment for me, but I also think for the club and for the stadium as a whole.
Sim, creio que todos nós estávamos muito bem para o fim da temporada agora. Começamos a ganhar jogos importantes. Ganhamos do Orlando fora também, que foi grande jogo.
It also seems very weird to me that Pineda's not in this
foi
at all.
entrosando ainda mais.
I thought at that point when we went back-to-back wins, we started to get momentum. We had the guys, you know, a lot of guys back from injury, so we had most of a full squad besides the guys that were out for the year. And we started to pick up momentum, and we really had that belief that we were going to be able to make the playoffs.
Siempre estuvimos convencidos y siempre quisimos, ¿no? Obviamente al ganar todos queremos ganar siempre.
This team just never knew how to change the game plan when somebody went down. We had to get players back into place to play the exact same way that we needed to play the entire season in order to do well. We never were able to switch our tactics and start playing well with the players we had on the pitch. With Joseph down and Araujo down, and you know the pieces here and there going down, we should have been able to bring in Ronaldo and Almada, and then whenever Almada went down, and bring in different pieces and rearrange the team and play in different formations, and keep that mentality high. But there was just no belief whenever there was injuries.
Such a great game.
I was here for this game. It was a great game.
Able to do and why we should do it frequently and more consistently.
Nosotros veníamos de perder contra ellos de visitantes, una dolorosa.
It was a really fun game to be at.
Y sabíamos que iba a ser complicado. Juegan muy bien, sinceramente tienen buenos jugadores, pero nosotros sabíamos que podíamos ganarles porque sabemos la calidad de jugadores que tenemos.
Pero bueno, después del empate local contra Filadelfia,
This feels like
gran partido en el cual ellos no nos patearon al arco.
Didn't expect Sosa to be in this.
Dominamos todo el partido. Después de ese partido ya las chances de los playoffs.
This feels like they're trying to get a face of the rest of the players in front of the fans, so that we start feeling more identified with the rest of the players in the team. So I think is pretty understanding what's about to happen with the club.
I think that happened a lot to us this season. Not only the Philadelphia game. Yes, that was probably our best performance all year. Just the way that we played, the way that we outplayed.
I love that red jacket.
The best team.
The red training jacket is so
nice.
nice.
This season, I mean, we played them off the park, and we didn't get a result. But yeah, it was just unfortunate that we fell short.
Such a good game, though. It was such an entertaining game to watch.
Entonces creo que la suerte también corre un poquito del lado de los equipos que la buscan, ¿no? Y pienso que bueno, que la suerte no estuvo.
But does that mean we didn't look for it?
En este torneo.
That is what he's saying, right? That we weren't looking for it?
On a disappointing note for Atlanta United. Atlanta United goes into the offseason on a 2-match losing streak.
Yeah, I did not go to the last 2 games of the season. I think we were busy both days, but
A pesar de no pelear por nada, si no, no importaba el resultado, había mucha gente apoyándonos, había mucha gente con mucho entusiasmo. Eso tuvo un impacto para mí muy positivo porque creo que eso en México o en otras ligas de
The most
Sudamérica no pasa,
important
¿no?
thing that will
A
come
lot
out
of
of this
people can
season
say, oh well, the game doesn't matter. You know, the season's over anyway. But you know, you still
is
have an
still going to
opportunity
come
put
from
on
Joseph
the
Martinez.
Atlanta
Sorry, I
United
try not
game
to speak
that,
during the
you know,
English speakers because
millions
there's no
of people
subtitles.
Want to put on. You know, you look at the fan base, you look at what Atlanta United means just as a brand, as a soccer club, everything. And
Obviamente, creo que las sensaciones.
I'm
de
hoping
todos,
that
la
Joseph
misma, de
Martinez' comment
tensión,
that
de
people need to start playing
tristeza,
for the badge is what fixes the club, even if he's no longer here.
que no se pudo
I
lograr
hope that
objetivo
resonated
porque
with the board and with the coaching
obviamente,
staff and with
en mi
everybody
opinión,
involved.
este club es
That these core
más grande de
people
los
that are
grandes
here doing these
de la
interviews,
liga,
being here for the
no
club, even
tuvieron
whenever they
objetivo
didn't
que
finish the
hacer
season
los
off
playoffs.
well,
Creo que fue algo muy,
these are the people we need to
muy
build
feo
around.
para todos.
Not to say anything negative against Joseph Martinez, because I do think that that'll probably be his
Quiero pelear por cosas importantes con este club.
last hoorah, the last thing that he gives the club.
Esté en el nivel que se espera
Damn.
de este equipo, de este club.
Ozzy really could have given us a huge help and leadership in the midfield.
Es capaz de ser campeón de la MLS.
The story behind this season is to never give up, you know, understand that success, you know, comes through hard work and determination. And if you stick together as a club, as a group, you know, the fans stick with us, you know, this will turn around and it will be successful because we have the firepower behind us to win, you know, big trophies.
When you put that shirt on, when you put the jersey on and you are wearing the badge of Atlanta United, it has to mean something. It has to mean everything. You know, it's easy to say, right? We want to get back to competing for championships, competing for trophies, but it's a long process. And it's not something that comes overnight. You hear people talk about on the outside, oh, Atlanta United of 2018, 2019, that's a long time ago. And we need to...
It is wild that that's 4 years ago.
Atlanta United of 2023.
Somebody in the comment section, just really quick, I know I don't want this video to last too long, but just like going through the comment section earlier, I was surprised that people were saying that Joseph was gaslighting the fans at the end. I don't think that was necessarily what was happening. We do really need to figure out what Atlanta United of 2023 does look like. But nobody stepped up in the right way after the injuries to the leaders. Nobody was playing for the badge. That is true. Joseph Martinez, hopefully, again, that was his. If he is leaving this season, that was his last thing he'll give to the club. It was a hard season, man. It was really, really difficult. Hopefully, again, I do think that 2023 is probably going to be more of a rebuild than anything. Especially with a new president coming in at some point, whenever that happens, hopefully sooner rather than later, because we need to get things going. But I don't know. Who knows? Team could come out next season. These guys could be the identity of the club, and then they put it all together. But if one of them go down, and then they have the same reaction where they don't know how to be adaptable at all, and we just end up struggling until that person comes back, then we're done for. We're never going to build as a team. There's no strength and mentality in that whatsoever. There has to be versatility. There has to be adaptability through adversity. It should be that more than strength and stronger through adversity. Because we weren't stronger through adversity at all. Unless, again, if that's the tagline for 2023, maybe. But we had adversity all year, and there was no strength. There was no there was no commonality until people came back from the adversity. I don't know. It's weird. But that was the documentary. It was fine. I don't know why I don't know why they did it. I have no clue why they did it. I don't think we ever need to do this documentary again. Unless you're going to film the entire season and give us more in the moment emotion. I mean, Miles is the only player you get emotion out of, really. I mean, of course, Brad was gutted whenever he went down, and that, you know, that makes sense. But whenever you're asking players about an injury that they've kind of already lived with for 8 months, and then you ask them at the end of the season, it's not going to be the same, right? So it is what it is. That's going to be the end of it. I don't think there's anything else at the end of this, at least. But shout out to Atlanta United for at least putting something out there. We'll see what the future brings and what changes are going to be made. I'm going to literally hop straight into recording FIFA right after this and record some Atlanta United content. So hopefully you guys did enjoy a little React to Andy here on the channel today. Maybe we'll do stuff like this again in the future. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about the documentary, what you guys think about 2023, what needs to change, who needs to be brought in, who needs to be let go, what does the future of 2023 Atlanta United look like, so we can stop talking about 2018, 2019 Atlanta United like Brad said. All right, peace.